There's a bar in Wilder, Kentucky that plays country music, serves cold beer, and welcomes guests from all over the state. From the outside, it looks ordinary, just another roadside club off the highway. But inside, past the stage, the dance floor, and the jukebox, lies something unholy. This isn't just a bar. This is Bobby Mackey's music world, a place that many believe sits directly on top of a gateway to hell. And this isn't just a story, it's real, documented, investigated, and horrifying. In 1896, long before Bobby Mackey ever bought the building, this place was a slaughterhouse. A grim, blood-soaked facility that drained animal remains into a pit, a well in the basement that led deep underground. Workers called it the drain to darkness. But it wasn't the animals that made this place infamous, it was what came later. That same year, a young woman named Pearl Bryan, just 22 years old and 5 months pregnant, was found decapitated near Fort Thomas, not far from this property. Her head was never recovered. Her killers, 2 men named Jackson and Walling, were arrested and hanged. But before their execution, they whispered something that chilled authorities. "You'll never find the head. It's where the dark can use it." Rumors began to spread that the head had been used in a satanic ritual, and that it had been thrown into the well in the slaughterhouse's basement. No one believed it, not until the screaming began. In the decades that followed, stories surfaced. Workers heard voices in the walls. Furniture moved on its own. Visitors felt cold hands on their backs, even when they were alone. The building changed owners multiple times. At one point, it became a roadhouse, then a nightclub. Then it shut down. People said the place was cursed. But in the 1970s, a country musician named Bobby Mackey bought it, renovated it, and opened it as Bobby Mackey's Music World. A music venue, bar, and honky-tonk stage. He thought the stories were just rumors. He was wrong. Almost immediately, strange things began happening. Bartenders reported jukeboxes turning on by themselves, playing songs that weren't even in the machine. Glasses would fly off shelves. Doors slammed without a breeze. And then came the apparitions. A woman in white was seen in the back hall, staring into the mirror but casting no reflection. A male figure would appear near the stage, watching performances, only to disappear when approached. But the worst of it was in the basement. Bobby's wife Janet once went down there alone. Minutes later, she came running upstairs, pale, shaking, and crying. She claimed she had been thrown across the room by invisible hands. She said a woman's voice whispered in her ear, "Leave now, or lose everything." Janet never went into the basement again. Years later, during renovations, a construction worker tore open a wall in the basement. Behind it, he found old symbols carved into the stone. Pentagrams, circles, strange words no one could translate. They also found the well, still intact, still open, and still humming. Over the years, dozens of paranormal investigators have visited Bobby Mackey's. Some never returned. One team recorded a full hour of audio from the basement, only to discover the tape was filled with growling, guttural, low, not human. Another investigator fainted while standing near the well, then woke up screaming, speaking in a language no one recognized. One man, a devout skeptic, walked out of the building and crashed his car into a tree just a mile away. His last words were recorded in a hospital. "I saw the devil, he's in the well." Perhaps the most disturbing story comes from Carl Lawson, a caretaker who worked at the bar for many years. Carl lived on site, just upstairs. He was known to be quiet, dependable, but after a while, something changed. He became distant, angry, then terrified. He claimed he was being possessed. He told friends that the spirits in the basement were trying to use him, to speak through him. In 1993, Carl underwent a full exorcism, performed in the basement itself. It was filmed. During the ritual, Carl screamed, his body contorted, his voice changed. At one point, he turned to the priest and said, "You can't stop what was never meant to sleep." To this day, Bobby Mackey denies most of the paranormal claims. He says he doesn't believe in ghosts, but his staff tells a different story. So do dozens of guests, police reports, news crews, and ghost hunters. Some visitors report being scratched, others faint. Some leave in tears. One woman claimed she heard a baby crying in the basement, only to discover that the sound was coming from inside the well. Another said a man in old-fashioned clothes appeared behind her in the mirror, only to vanish when she turned around. When she described him later, an employee said, "That's Johanna's father." Ah yes, Johanna, another name tied to the building's legend. She was a dancer here in the 1940s when the club was under a different name. She fell in love with a singer, a romance her father forbade. When her lover disappeared under mysterious circumstances, Johanna was found dead in her dressing room, an apparent suicide. But many believe she was murdered. Her spirit is said to still roam the building. Many visitors claim to smell roses when no flowers are present, Johanna's favorite scent. Others hear her singing softly from the stage, even when the mic is off. So what is Bobby Mackey's really? A haunted bar, a gateway to hell, or just a place where trauma, death, and darkness have stained the walls forever? Some say the spirits are trapped, held here by the violence done to them. Others believe the well itself is a portal, that the satanic rituals, Pearl Bryan's death, Johanna's tragedy, all opened something beneath the earth that cannot be closed. Even today, paranormal teams still come. Some bring equipment, others bring priests, but no one leaves unchanged. Because Bobby Mackey's is more than a legend, it's a warning carved in blood and fear. If you ever find yourself in Wilder, Kentucky, and you hear music playing where there should be none, if you smell roses where there are no flowers, if you hear someone crying in the dark, don't follow it, don't answer, and whatever you do, don't go near the well, because some doors, once opened, never close again.